Yeah, man. So that's just the gist of it in terms of our evolution and how we continue to evolve. A lot of cats don't get that, but that's what
Yes,
it
sir.
is, man. A lot of cats do get it though.
Yes, sir.
Um, I've been privy to some conversations on the internet where dudes are speaking to how exceptional Hoover is, and speaking to the fact that we've always been like this.
Yes, sir.
Day one. So there are a lot of cats, man, who just they speak to the truth of the matter, man, and I appreciate that when I hear it. I was telling someone again this whole thing about guys being on the internet saying this over that, or this person from Hoover was this dude on Hoover, what they're not really having real knowledge and understanding of our history.
Right.
That's been a problem. It's what we see on the outside looking in. These guys speaking
Right.
on stuff, and that's why I brought up the issue about it was Tony was TS a founder,
Yes,
and you
sir.
clarified that, you cleared that up.
Yes, sir.
But that's just one of many concerns we have about guys who have these sites that tend to speak on stuff with no real understanding about what they're talking about. And they only do it so they can get likes, follows,
Okay.
comments, and subscriptions. So,
Right. Right. And
but
whatever their intentions are, man, you know what I'm saying? They swing in that age. I'm sure deep in their heart they have good intentions, but we're just here to tell a story, man.
I don't
The way
agree with
the
that.
story has to be told. Let me give you just a little analogy, but
Go ahead.
because you you say you one of them young dragons that came along, you know what I'm saying, after my generation. So
Absolutely.
I feel your energy, you know.
Absolutely.
Uh, I remember me being recruited by after I left a certain job field, and they liked my energy at that time. I was a young buck like
Right,
you
right,
know what
right.
I'm saying? And they put me in one of their offices on Wilshire Boulevard. And when I had a dispute, you're supposed to go through like human resources, that kind of thing.
Right,
I
right,
was
right.
knocking people, I was knocking people out in the high rise up there. And they pulled me in the office and told me, that's not the way you do it. They use this word. We need to get you polished, Mr. Stanley. So when I give you these answers about these characters that say this and
You
that,
being
that's my
polished.
honest answer, okay?
But look, now that aside, man, and kudos to
Right.
them for that because you carry yourself well.
Yes,
Listen,
sir.
man, I say this, man, to people in one of my introductions. A lot of what we say and how we say it might come off as braggadocious, man, or
Right.
boasting, aggrandizing. That's
Yeah.
not it, man. When we speak to what we've been through back in the past, we're just speaking to, we're reliving some stuff. You know
Yes.
what I mean? So
Yes,
that
sir.
emotion, that feeling might be accompanied with what we're saying. We don't mean no
Yes.
harm. You know what I
No.
mean? And that would
No.
go for anyone. So, we had TS, man. We had Bulldog. I want to get to how things started, how it felt, how it looked for you guys once the public accepted that these dudes are here to stay. They're not playing, man. You
Right.
know, how was you guys welcome? I mean, I understand it was with open arms. Everybody from somewhere, everywhere came to hang out, man. You guys, were doing your thing. To my understanding, you guys was actually frontline dudes.
Yes, sir.
You know,
Well, like Bub, you kind of, captured the whole idea of it. People did come from different places,
right?
East, West, Watts, even from Compton,
Yeah,
some of them, you know,
yeah.
and just it was all grooving with us. You know what I'm talking
Right,
about?
right.
Some of them stayed. Um,
Beautiful.
I'm sure, man, that a lot of people didn't like that whole situation.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't all groovy and gravy, man. We had haters, but they didn't make themselves known.
Yeah, man.
Right.
Like I say, it's very interesting, man, to hear this, from you, man, to hear it from the warrior's mouth, the dragon's mouth, man. This
Yes, sir.
conversation means a great deal. So I want to,
Yes, sir.
uh, Battle was another guy.
That's my guy, man.
Battle was another guy, man. I mean, there are a
Rest
few
in
more.
peace.
I want to touch on not just Battle, but Ty Moore and TC as
Yes, sir.
well. And
Rest in
Tony
peace.
Sims, because I know you guys were like knee high to a grasshopper, man. That's how
Yes,
y'all
sir.
came into this fizzle. So,
Yeah.
man, tell me about Battle, man. What I mean, because I know y'all had y'all spats about women. What else was it to? What else was there
we
to
didn't
it, man?
we didn't really have spats about women. It's just something about Battle. He wanted to harbor those women. You know what I'm
Oh, he didn't
saying?
want to share.
The women wanted to get around.
Yeah,
And this
right.
is before we knew anything about Captain Savo. But then
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go back. If we're gonna get into that subject, I'm gonna have to circle back to my boy T.S. Now he was the founder of Captain Savo.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying? Before we even knew what that was.
what that term meant.
We didn't even know what it was, but we was looking at him and like, man, what is he doing, man? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Protecting these young ladies, man. They want to, have some fun. But he was like, no, wait a minute, man. Let me holler at him. Next thing we know,
Man.
they gone. They didn't hit a cone and stuff, man.
He hijacked the women, man, for himself. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
protect them, but they made their way back when he was gone. But
Uh,
getting back to battle, man. I guess
oh,
he had a few of those elements also.
yeah.
But that was my dude, man.
Yeah.
That was my dude, man. He had battle had hands too, man.
Battle had hands, from what I understand, man. And didn't too many guys want to come before him.
No.
That's not to say that a lot of guys out there didn't have hands.
Right.
Battle was one of them dudes I understood, man, didn't have a problem with knuckling up, man, if he had an issue.
No, not at
If
all.
you had an issue, then let's knuckle up and and that, yeah, that's a good look, man.
I'm gonna be honest with you, man. When we was kids, and I go someplace and I see battle, I know he gonna want to get him up with me. I didn't never know why, but I'm like, I used to be like, man, I see him from afar and say, oh man, here we go. You know what I'm saying?
He tripping, yeah, he tripping, yeah.
Yeah.
I can admit I grew up around guys like that too on the set, man. I mean,
Always want to fight, huh?
always, man. But I think I told you this, man. Like when we were growing up, man, we was in the alleys too, man. We were all over the place.
Sure.
What some of the main people that had you either mean, fight or flight was the Fully Loves. Now I don't know if you know the Fully Loves.
Yeah, for sure.
Man, shoot, man. It was one of those things like with battle, okay, man, we cool 1 minute, next, we fighting.
Yeah.
And it's over some crap, man.
Hey, but loved one, do you appreciate how they helped you get your knuckle game up?
I already told you that that's
sir.
man, that's a yes. That's a yes 4 times, man.
Yes, sir.
What if it was not for those kind of individuals on the set, hey, I'd probably got my ass kicked, man, outside the set a whole bunch, a whole lot, but that didn't happen. I've been backpacked a few times, but I appreciate the fact that I came up around bullies, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's one thing I can say about the set too. I don't know what other guys can say and speak to on their set, but our set, we still was sharper than steel.
Man. All the time.
That's what it was over there, man.
And it was all love after that.
And it was love.
You know what I'm saying?
After the fact, it was love. As long as you didn't run.
No.
If you ran, you was through. Your career was over.
You better keep running. You know what I'm saying?
Your career was over. But yeah, I appreciate that, man. You know what I'm saying? So I get where you coming from with battle, man. And then I'm
but
sure.
You know what? Let me interject this. Battle was also an independent person because back during that time, Battle had his own little spot, little back house, and that was his.
That was
he didn't
his.
live up there up front with his moms, so everybody would meet over there. So he felt like empowered, because of that independence.
I'm the man.
Autonomy. Yeah.
I'm the man.
That's my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I can dig it, man. Hey, this is some beautiful shit, man. Now, my question to you in terms of that, because I could dig growing up and cats had a swing and I might have had a huffy, made me feel like I got to go get me a swing. Did that make you feel like, man, I'm a young cat back here, he got a house, I need to go find me a place? How'd you feel about that?
Yeah, well, we had our own spot too, but it was like about 3 or 4 or 5 of us, man, you know what I'm saying, in one place, though.
Okay.
That was his own spot,
That was his thing, yeah.
Yeah, it made me feel, if I had to put a feeling word to it, and I don't mean to sound condescending, particularly when he's resting in peace, but I was really proud of him.
There you go.
I was proud of him.
There you go.
Yeah, I felt proud.
Yeah, I think though, on that note, man, most of us feel that way about our loved ones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We want the best for them.
He's doing the thing.
Living large.
Did you ever hear about Cedric Pratt? That was another homie, man. That was kind of independent. he was a cool little youngster, man. But he had his own stuff then, like
Yeah.
managing some apartments. I think the apartments was on Hoover, and I don't know. Don't quote me on that, but he managed. He was a manager of his apartments. Back in the day, he had a water bed. I mean, that was something new. You know what I'm saying? And
You said Cedric Pratt.
yeah, Cedric said Pratt. That was my guy, man. You know,
Okay, I'm gonna
we had a lot.
I'm gonna hit Tony Sims up and them about that one.
Yeah, hit him up, man. Hit him up about the Sid and Beak.
And beat.
That was the first. That was the first nun. To be honest with you,
Oh, no shit.
nun. Yeah, Philip Crawley was the first nun. You know, I know you got the Philip Bangs and all that,
Right,
but
right, right.
my guys too, though.
Philip Crawley, huh?
Yeah, Crowley.
Crowley.
That's
What?
TC. That's TC about him.
Okay, I will. What's the first
Yeah,
nun? I didn't know that, and I meant to get
yeah,
at you about nun, man. You
yeah,
know, gonna get some info on none. But yeah,
for
so
sure.
did you know what did individuals, gangs, other gangs, and reputables think about it? I mean, we talked about it, but
If I had to put a label on it, um, I would say that they were a little skeptical at
mm,
first, but they start coming around, man. In
okay,
fact, Took it came through one night, man. We didn't know who he was, so there was some loud noises, you know, following his car. But uh, once we found out that it was him, we immediately, sent out our scouts to tell him, look, man, we're our badge. You know what I'm
right,
saying?
right, right,
But
got
there
you.
was just yeah, but but they was coming down, that particular street, and we didn't recognize that
Yeah,
vehicle.
yeah,
But
and you addressed it, got you.
yeah, we did. We had to,
Yeah,
we addressed that,
yeah,
but we found out later on that that it was the big homie, and
okay,
we sent out our scouts and told them, "Yeah, come on back, man. We, our bad on that one there,
right,
dog."
right, wow, okay,
So it was coming through to show us love, man. But
right,
but see, things like that where there's mistakes made and things like that, though the negative parts of that get grandized more than
the
us
positive, the
put
embracing, and
trying to put
yeah,
protection
mm-hmm,
on our families and our
mm-hmm,
and the people in our neighborhoods,
okay,
from aliens, you
okay,
know. Yeah.
yeah. So my next question then, and it's along them lines in that vein, is that like others before you, man, from all around, man, why from the east side and the west side, man, why did you just like the rest of them just join the east side Crips or the west side Crips? You know, the newly formed Get Down with Took You In. What made you decide to just say no, we don't want to do that?
It wasn't so much as why we didn't do that. Is that we always felt this sense of independence. Like we are our own men. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah,
And that was a consensus that was agreed among those core people that I named earlier on when you asked me those
yeah,
questions.
yeah.
We felt that way, somewhere deep inside.
Mm,
And in our DNA, I'm a loner myself, man. I'm a recluse. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah.
I was
I
always
can
on
dig
my
it.
own,
Yeah,
doing my own thing,
yeah.
and that kind of bled through the DNA, saying of this dynasty that came about.
Mm.
We just want to do us, man.
Okay, when you told me about the Bonzella episode with the Figueroa boys, I
Yeah.
didn't. Inside, I laughed. I like,
Right, right,
y'all
right.
went over there for one thing and something else happened, man. I
Yeah, in
kind of,
hindsight, it was funny.
yeah, that happened, man. The question though that strikes me is this, man. That I want to ask as a result of that is, why did y'all stick with Crippin when what I mean? Why did you say, what that happened and da da da, but we still gonna start our own Crip gang? Well, I
Yeah,
mean,
because
you know what I
it
mean?
was just yeah, because I'm gonna be honest with you. I liked I was liking the Crippin
Okay,
thing,
there you
man.
go. All
Yeah,
right,
yeah. I fell in love with
all
that.
right,
I fell in love with that. Yeah,
yeah,
as opposed to
man,
this. I mean, that's eventually what happened anyway.
yeah, yeah,
Everybody, they start, ostracizing us and blaming us for this and
right,
blaming us for that,
right.
and then after a while, you be like, oh, okay, well,
Yeah, give it here. Okay, yeah, that was me.
whatever. You know what I'm saying,
So, how did Hoover Joe, the name, how did that come to be? I mean, of course Joseph. But
Yeah.
how did Hoover become Hoover? Was because you founded it or what? How did
See,
that happen?
this is the thing, man. The streets named me, bro.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I looked up one day, and that was a name that they put in the paper. You
Oh,
know? Yeah, I mean, on
that
that Hovland,
situation.
and
Yeah.
the
Okay.
situation, and people have been saying that for the calling us the Hoover Boys,
Wow.
and I heard that name floated as a kid, but it never
It
had
didn't
that much
stick. Yeah.
gravity.
That weight. Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
Right.
Right.
Was it
So
anything before that? Was there a name before that?
they used to say that I was. They used to say that, I was too cool.
Too cool.
I was too
Too
cool.
cool.
Yeah, they say he's too cool.
Yeah, too
You
many of
know.
them, man. So I'm glad you didn't stick with that one. Too
No.
many too cools, man.
Tell me about it, man.
Man.
Yeah.
So you know,
I'll tell
it's
you this. I'll tell you this, loved one. I didn't call myself that. The
right.
street called me that. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference. The people named me.
Okay. The people
Yeah.
did, yeah. I got that part. But
Yeah.
however, you did name the Hoover Crips.
Exactly.
You did come up with the two fingers with the thumb in the middle.
That is a
That's all you.
definitive.
Okay.
That's
All
me.
right. All
That's
right.
me there. I raised the age, man.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
man.
saying?
That's that we call that the big H, man.
Yes, sir.
That's what we call
Yes,
it, man.
sir.
Okay, man.
In fact, it's interesting because I was just talking to MJ, and I'm sure you probably get an opportunity to talk to him. He
Yeah.
did about 40 years. He out now.
Yeah, yeah.
A lot of my dudes out, man. Did more than 30 years. Some of my diamond
Right.
loved ones
Right.
did the 30, 40 years. They out. But you can talk to probably MJ or TS because they said that they had a number on Strawberry.
Oh
And she was
yeah?
like right there with me. She was the one I was
Oh,
laying
I'ma
in her
need
lap.
that.
Yeah, I was laying in her lap getting fed some grapes.
You know she might tell it different.
Oh yeah, well, she might. Yeah,
Oh
that's my
man. Oh,
girl,
I
man.
got to hit
I heard
MJ
she
up,
was
man,
somewhere.
soon.
Yeah, I heard she's somewhere back east,
Oh, okay.
somewhere Michigan, somewhere. I don't know. But MJ just told me that a couple of days ago.
Okay. Well, this
So
thing go the way we plan it and the way we think
sure,
it's gonna go. Shit, we might have
right.
to fly out to see her, and have
Yeah,
a
for sure.
conversation, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Shoot.
Well, tell her I said hello, man.
Man, for sure, man.
Pull on that long red hair of hers, man. Tell her, yo,
I
Joe
don't know.
said do
I don't know if it might be red anymore, but all
that.
right.
No,
I'm sure
yeah,
gonna do that, man. Again, man, I want to go and cover this, man. Your lieutenants, man, because these guys are also reputable, man, and
yes,
they're
sir.
highly respected and loved over here. You know what I mean? Um, and I'm speaking, like we just talked about battle. There's
Yes,
TC.
yes,
Um, Ty Moore, rest in peace, man.
yes,
Good
sir.
dude. Tony Sims, and you
K
had
Dub.
PT, Pretty Tony, K Dub, of course.
Yeah,
Not to be remiss, K Dub, Pretty
yes,
Tony. Man. So give
right.
me a little something on a couple of those guys, man.
Man,
Who's
like I
your
said,
first
when we was,
lieutenant? Let me put it to you like that.
I mean, it's like this, man. Let me tell you how this groove thing go. You know what I'm saying? Even before I knew I was a leader,
Yeah,
they knew I
they
was a
knew.
leader. You
Okay,
know what I'm saying? It was
okay.
just something that because first of all, I didn't get high, but they would say, Joe, you crazy because you doing the same thing we doing. You ain't even
You ain't
mine.
even high.
Yeah, and some of them, depending on what they was getting high on, I used to snatch that shit, stomp on it, and all kind of stuff.
Oh, okay. Got you,
Yeah,
got you.
because they groove was off sometime, man. It was
Yeah, as a
hard.
result of
They
that.
couldn't even
Yeah.
they couldn't even talk, man. Talking about, hey Joe, I'm like, man, what the
Like
fuck
they
you
was
trying to
stuck.
say,
What
man?
was, what was the drug of choice back then?
Man, they was getting so wet, man.
Oh,
But
it's
they call
water.
it angel
Okay.
dust.
It was okay.
Some
Got you.
shit they
Got you.
had, some shit they put in the freezer or something like that. And
Give me something on K Dub, man, because K Dub was a good dude too, man. I,
he's
I
funny,
actually knew
man.
K Dub,
That
man.
dude was funny.
Yeah. K Dub was solid cat,
That
man.
dude was funny. That dude put two of them things in that one to spin and,
Yeah.
and put it it up to his hand.
Oh
Put it up
no.
to somebody's head and said, "We're gonna both get it. Dude. Let's see
Wow.
how lucky we both are."
I'm getting my hand though.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I mean, just weird shit, man. He
Yeah.
used to do a lot. But
Yeah.
he's smart though.
He was a smart cat
man.
though, huh?
That was a
Yeah.
smart dude,
Yeah.
man. You know, in fact, I think he was one of the first ones that had, after a while, had enrolled in college or something like that, and tried to get it together. But you know, he was a mad scientist, man. You know that epidemic came through, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
The little shake 'em up, you know.
Absolutely. Yeah, I know exactly
and
what you mean. Yeah.
that kind of changed the whole topography and landscape
Yeah, it did.
of the neighborhood.
Mm-hmm.
You know, during that epidemic,
It
and
did.
you know, Freeway. And you know what's up with Freeway though, man. I'm
Yeah.
saying what's up to you.
Yeah.
What's going on, Freeway? You know
Yeah.
what I'm
And when he
saying?
see
I still
you,
got
gonna be
love
like,
for
"What's
you.
up, back?" So yeah, K-Dub, man. I tell you what, man. Good dude, man. You know, good dude. I
Yeah, but
think
that era, that's what we was on. You know, that era when
Right.
that came through. Then of course, you know, a lot of the loved ones, you know, got in on both ends of that. You
yeah,
know?
true that. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it was entrepreneurs, and unfortunately,
Yeah,
some were
involved. Yeah, consumers. Yeah,
Pop down,
that's
but
the
I'm
word
proud
for
cause
it,
he went in through the doubts and the Lord said the mafia gon' win some more. Let us sing, got you, I won't miss a note. Till he out, it's free Hoover Joe. Yeah.